in 6:33. قد نعلم إنه ليحزنك الذي يقولون. We know indeed the grief which their lords cause you. It is not that they deny. ولكن الظالمين بآيات الله يجحدون. But it is the verses, the Quran of Allah, that these mushriks deny. So they had no way except just to fix these lies. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam continued to call them. And recite the Quran to them. Few who accepted, as we know, and the rest who rejected, it was because of the status, the authority, haughtiness, envy. It's not that they didn't know the truth. They knew that he was a messenger and he was a truthful one. They used to call him Al-Amin, alayhi salatu wassalam, the trustworthy one. But it is transgression, love of leadership and authority, that made many of them reject the truth. And similarly, those great ones from the Romans and the Persians, the truth was known to them, but it is again the authority and leadership and enslavement of people which prevented them from submitting. And that's why when Heraclius, the great of the Romans, asked concerning the qualities of the Prophet ﷺ, he asked Abu Sufyan then. And Abu Sufyan, he knew well the Messenger ﷺ, but he was then a kafir. And when he asked about his qualities, and Abu Sufyan spoke the reality that he knew concerning the Messenger ﷺ, he knew that he was a true messenger and a true prophet. And he called his people, Heraclius called his people. But when he saw them rebelling, not responding, he also turned away from that which he proclaimed. And then he went to the excuse telling them, إنما قلت ذلك لأمتحنكم وأعرف صلابتكم في دينكم. I only said this to test you and to try to see how solid you are in your religion. And he continued on the false religion of his people and his kufr. We seek refuge in Allah from that. And so he preferred the life of this world over the last one. The like of Heraclius are many, driven by transgression and envy and love of leadership. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the former verse, in the verse cited earlier, that they are the verses of Allah that they deny. And that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made this even very clear in Surah An-Naml. In Surah An-Naml in 27:14, when he subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَجَحَدُوا بِهَا وَاسْتَيْقَنَتْهَا أَنفُسُهُمْ ظُلْمًا وَعُلُوًّا فَانظُرْ كَيْفَ كَانَ عَاقِبَةُ الْمُفْسِدِينَ. And they belied them, those signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wrongfully and arrogantly, though their own selves were convinced thereof that these signs and these proofs are the truth. So see what was the end of those mufsideen, the disbelievers, the liars, the evildoers. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said on the tongue of Musa to Fir'aun in Surah Al-Isra 17:102, لقد علمت ما أنزل هؤلاء إلا رب السماوات والأرض بصائر. Musa said, verily you know that these signs have been sent down by none but the Lord of the heavens and the earth as clear proofs, evidences, and I think you are indeed, Fir'aun, doomed to destruction. So these kafirs, from their leaders and authority, knew the truth, and they knew that what the messengers brought was the truth. However, they were prevented by their love for authority and enslavement of people, and taking away their wealth and their means of sustenance. Because if they would submit, they would be followers, and they don't like that. They like for themselves to be followed, leaders and authority. But Islam came to correct that, putting things in their proper perspective. Leaders and ruled, called to be righteous. Their enslavement is only to Allah the Most High. They knew that this deen of Allah is comprehensive, covering everything, eliminating the evil, calling everyone to be follower of Islam. All, ruled and rulers, and that all to be upright on the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And to govern themselves with Allah, with that which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed. When the harm and the persecution intensified upon the Prophet ﷺ and his companions in Mecca, Allah the Most High permitted them, gave them the permission to make hijrah to Habasha, to Abyssinia. So some of the companions left Mecca and migrated to Al-Habasha. When they knew that